Must have on the beat, Joe. What's good with the folks? I am back. I am no longer under the weather. Right? I was under the weather for a moment or two. And this is the reason why I had not formally posted anything on my feed. Let's see here. Okay, we don't have anybody, but that's just perfectly fine for now. So, what I would like to go over. All right. Yeah. All right. So, this is in relation to, okay, yeah, that's all in there. This is in relation to citizenship, creditorship, debtorship, and all of these other ships, right, that people are setting sail, all right? So, and this is going to be according to universal law as expressed through the Moorish literature, right? So, it applies to all citizens. But anywho, we learn under the Moorish Divine the National Movement that God and man are one. God and man are one, okay? So law and man are also one because God is the law, right? And the state and man are also one. The estates, right, are your U.S. citizens, and the states are the secured citizens who have secured their personal estates. This right here is all that is necessary, all right, to be recognized as God, as law, and as the state, right? Inherent and constitutional status are one, right? So status, state, law, God, man. Constitution stands for an agreement. We know that the law is an agreement. We know that in order to be in the state of mind of, say, Pennsylvania or America abroad, right? In order for that, you have to, you have to be of the same state, right? Or agreement of mind, right? We the people equal government, ordinance, department. That is our state. Pennsylvania Commonwealth, Virginia Commonwealth, New York State, right? This is the government ordinance department. Why? Because it takes the people, right, who are in their private capacity, right, or their secure capacity to be elected into public office in order to administrate the government, the ordinances within this department. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. We the people are also the general, absolutely. The officer, absolutely. The delegate, absolutely. What delegates the authority? The Constitution, the state, the law, the God, the agreement. The agreement, the meeting of the minds, the agreement makes the law. So there are individuals who are teaching, get away from what? The government. This is not what's being taught in the Moorish Divine the National Movement. As a matter of fact, what has been being taught today under the Moorish Divine the National Movement isn't even what was being taught in its inception. So we learn, or we should learn. Let me back this up a little bit. So like I might be crowding it. That may do. Alrighty. So what last one. Man is the generator, the operator, and the destroyer. Why? Because God giveth and God taketh away, and God maintains. Right? We forgive that we may be forgiven. We give mercy that we may be mercy. Mercy may have been placed upon us, or we do not. All right? State citizenship. State citizenship is the creditor status. Okay? I would like to demystify all of this stuff. All right? This is the DS-11 form. DS stands for Department of State. Now, the man and the nation are one. So the statesman and the state are one, right? Because it takes the people of this state to come together and organize to administrate. All right. So this DS-11 form, right, is what is used to, what are some of the things that people say? Capture the straw man. What other word? Definitely, this is how you are to secure your person, right? Secured person. Secured person. Some people say, oh man, that shit's bogus. Secure party and person, they're relative. Party, person, personage, personality, persona, per, shit, pro, say, right? I've noticed that there are many secured party, creditor, what can we say? How can we say this? Paths, right? Many people are presenting these services, right? And they're not always the same, right? But it's like many paths, right? That lead to one goal, one objective, right? So we're going to look at, just to show you, all right, real quick, right? Because we're talking state, right? We're talking God. God is the law. Whatever, this is the rule or the measure. You know, if we agree to participate in the fasting of Ramadan, right, then that agreement, that term and condition that we've agreed upon is binding. It's the rule. It's the measure. That's what God represents. The measure, the ruler, literally. The length, the angle, and the width. The terms and conditions, the capacities and incapacities, right? So, we learn in our Bill of Rights. Amendment 4. The right of the people, we the people, This is a right. This is an inherent and constitutional status that's about to be presented. It says the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, etc. Now, mind you, this is a private contract. The right of the people to be secure in their persons. This is my person. Hold on. We're talking about persons. Persons are only ever artificial. Persons are artificial. Can you be a person? No. Can you act as a person? Absolutely. This is my person. This is my person. And I have a right to be. There we go. Read it with me, right? Article 4. Pull it back a little bit. Article 4 says the right of the people to be secure in their persons. Well, person and party mean the same thing. So that means that by applying for and answering up to my state constitutional government and my rules, right? Declaring my status for the record, right? I have secured my person. Nationally and internationally. I have an internationally protected person. This is the person that I pledged as collateral. This is the straw man. This is the financial instrument. This is the bond, the word, right? This is what I pledged as collateral to my private or sovereign state, right? Each several state has its own sovereignty, right? So I've pledged this, and mind you, I pledged it back to the state which created it for me. The state and man are one. So I've pledged this personal estate as collateral. And what did I receive for it? Security. To be secured means to be private. So I have two persons. I have two. Because the state and man are one. This is the state. This is the estate. And this is the state over. This says from Pennsylvania. This says Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This says Pennsylvania, USA. So I've taken this person, pledged it as collateral, right? And I have secured my person. And because I've secured my person, I don't have to use the social security number, right? I have a 9-digit number over here that I use personally, right? I use this. Federal taxes, not a thing. Let me see what somebody may be saying. Let me see here. I don't need to hire someone to get. Well, no one's asking you to hire anybody. This is not for that. You can take yourself and go somewhere. Pardon me. Let me chill out. Yeah, this is why I don't even engage because I might be wrong. I don't know what y'all. Okay, right. I just noticed that you're asking, and so I forget. I apologize for that. Again, forgive myself. So, you know what? Would you be willing to come on the feed, and you can ask. You can ask. We can actually interchange in real time. Would you be alright with that? Let me see if I can bring you up. I understand that you're asking. Let me see here. Oh. Should be bringing you on, family. Up there you go.
Hey, what's
Peace
up,
and
man?
breeze. What's
So
good?
yeah,
So what was your
I
question? And
came in
again,
like I don't know
forgive me.
halfway through the live, and I've been trying to get my secure party, well, whatever, state national, American national, whatever you want. I've been trying
Right,
to
right, 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 right.
get it together, everything that I need to do, but you got so much different information out there. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
get
right.
on the right path.
So no doubt. So the information that I present, which I will describe as different than most of the other, paths to get to that, is that the information that I present tells you to walk straight up to the front door, boom, 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 and receive what it is that you need, right?
Okay.
So, right. So the passport, the DS-11 form, understanding what it is. The DS-11 form is taking your estate, which has been given to you in the public, right, by your state, and it is securitizing, it is privatizing. All right, you're
Okay.
bringing it back into the state, so you're taking it out of the public into the private. I actually work with my passport. I use it. There was no, like I was saying, there's no federal taxes, income taxes taken out. I've also utilized it for when I would go to stores and purchase certain things. Those sales tax and any excise tax would be removed,
Okay.
right? And so what I began to recognize is that the secure party, all of these things that people are talking about, the easiest way to get it is just to get your passport and understand what your passport is. It's not just a passport.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of
So
figured that with like because that's that's like the main, not the main topic, man, not the main topic, but a lot of people would put a lot of emphasis on the passport because I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do first because I know there is a couple of
okay,
steps.
in order to get your passport, let me ask you a few questions. Right?
That,
Do you have any outstanding debts, $10,000 or more?
no,
Do you have the unnecessary issue of child support?
no,
Oh, all right, okay. Do you have any at this particular moment? Do you have any ongoing felony charges against your person?
no, no.
All right, then all
I
you need
actually
to do.
I've been off paper for like a year, so yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. It's just the things that I've asked you. These are the things that will hold most people up when
Okay,
they apply for. You see what I'm saying?
okay,
Because we have to understand that this is what's going on here. One of the things going on here is that you're saying I'm no longer the debtor, I'm the creditor. Well, the creditor is never in debt, right?
okay,
Okay, so if there are any outstanding debts on your public person, right, your U.S. citizen, then that again, until you get all of that cleaned up, you will not be able to receive the status, right?
okay,
You will not be issued, excuse me, your what I call your creditor's artificial person.
okay. And then
All right.
what else is like in that? Is there like any specific way I need to fill out the form for the passport? I know I'm not supposed, like, you can't put U.S. citizen or anything like that, or
Right. So let me explain. Right. I got you. No problem. The reason why you don't mark that your mother or your father are a U.S. citizen is because this is the U.S. citizen.
okay.
Okay. And so
That's the
if
birth
you,
certificate, right?
it's a piece of paper.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We would just get to the basics. This is a U.S. citizen. That's what
Okay.
this is, and a man or a woman can never be this.
Okay.
This is just a legal personality on paper used in the public to do business. That's all this is.
Okay.
All right, so either there is a U.S. citizen or there is a state citizen. Now, a state citizen is still a citizen of the U.S., but it's the class of citizen in the U.S. This this does not belong to any territories, right? This piece of
Okay.
paper. But you, being the man, which is the land, which is the state, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are a
Yeah.
part of the territories. You were born in the territory.
Okay.
You are living. All right.
Yeah.
So from my studies, I learned that I can't remember what year it was, but the brother was in regards to filling out the passport, the DS-11 form. He
Yeah.
has stated that years ago he was aware that on the application you had the choice of either U.S. citizenship, right, U.S. citizen, or
Yeah.
state citizen. This supposedly this was an actual thing, and that state citizenship had been removed for whatever purpose, right? Whatever purpose. And so the understanding now is that if you know that by marking no to U.S. citizenship, right, that you are a state citizen.
Okay.
All right. Another thing, people I've heard people say don't give the social, and again I don't understand why, because in order to the social security number and the birth certificate, which is the U.S. citizen, these are the financial instruments that you're trying to secure.
Yeah.
So people are saying, yeah, no, don't use it, and I'm like, well, listen, I want my shit secure. I
Right.
want to know that. I want to know that. Hey, if I did do wrong, yes, you can. Yeah, they're going to hit they're going to hit my U.S. citizen on it. Absolutely, right? That's
Yeah. Of
honor,
course.
right? But again, there's just people who have this idea that don't give that. I'm telling you to give it because that's how you secure it.
Okay.
It's an account. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to your bank and you're trying to secure an account, and they say, well, we need the account name, account number, and you say, well, I'm not giving it to you.
They're like, you're screwed.
Right. So your U.S. Department of State acts with the U.S. Treasury. This is your bank. You're going to the bank. You're securing your shit. You know what I'm saying? You're pledging it as
Yeah.
collateral.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So right. So you would give these things. What I've done is according to the economic system, religious system that I'm involved in, I have annexed a title. We can call it a creditor title. We can call it a God title, authorized, whatever. My
Yeah.
title was L, right? So
Oh,
the name is the same. Branding. My name is Brandon Eugene Davis, by the way.
okay.
All right. All right. So I was born Brandon Eugene Davis. That's what's on the That's what's on the birth certificate, Social Security. All right.
Right.
So I've annexed my L, which is a national and religious and basically commercial title, which distinguishes. It's an assumed name.
Okay.
So now I have my assumed name operating in the private. So me as a Muslim, I've used L. Others can use Bay, Ali, Muhammad, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Right. So according to your own religious, or even if you don't have a religious, you want to make the essence is that the name that you give is distinguishable to some degree, right?
Okay.
So that your artificial creditor personality and your artificial debtor personality, these two entities, you can tell that they're one, but one has a title, a master title over the other.
Okay.
All right. So whatever your creditor title or master title, I've seen people say of the house. If that's not going to show up on your passport. You want your passport. You want the name on your passport to be slightly different, slightly, right? Different from the name on the birth certificate. but only
Okay.
slightly because if you go, there's people they go and they change, they do a lot of what I consider erroneous or frivolous filing, right?
Right.
And they'll change their whole name, and then they'll go and they'll try to apply for this stuff and be met with resistance, and then they're upset with the people who are processing, and it's like, well, why did you change your name so far from you? We'll say John. Your name was John Doe Smith, and now your name is Malcolm Rivera Sanchez, whatever. Why did you? You see what I'm saying? Why did you change the
Yeah, yeah,
name
yeah.
so far that when we look at it, we can't tell that it's the same?
Yeah.
People have a right to do that. You certainly do. But personally, I don't see the point in doing that, right? So
Yeah.
you just desire to have what would be considered a creditor's title or an authoritative title, something that on and this is the reason why. If I didn't have Brandon Eugene Davis L on my passport, and let's say I had an issue with being pulled over, and they say, well, all right, well, what's your name, blah blah blah, and I say Brandon Eugene Davis, and they run that with the date of birth, this is not going to come up
Yeah.
because the name that they have in the system is already in the public with that
Yeah.
matching that date. So now that there is a slight difference, just a distinguished gentleman, right?
Yeah. 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 For sure.
Not right now that there's that slight distinguishment, it's a separate person all by itself because it has its own 9-digit EIN, just like your U.S. citizen has the 9-digit Social Security number, which is still an EIN,
Correct.
right? So now that's secure. You have all of that secure because you're no longer using the Social Security number. So there's that
Right.
wall of security.
Okay.
They need to hire local municipalities and whatnot. They need authority. They need delegated authority. They need pass. What's the word? They need a higher access.
Like security clearance type shit.
Right, you right. I have there's a wall up on my shit.
Okay.
I know this because when I got my job, when I filled out for my job and whatnot, I was going through all kinds of issues with the police, and I knew from a prior job that stuff comes up. But at that prior job, I still use the Social Security number, right?
Yeah.
But now with this job here, right? When they ran the name and the passport number together,
This is a
bro.
brand new person. Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was
Okay.
There was nothing there, and I was like, whoa, right? All right, so that's something that I was able to add to my toolbox,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it makes sense, right? So just that slight change is all that's required.
Okay.
As
And then
well
I
for
would just so
myself.
I would whenever I get that figured out, that's what I would put on the application for the passport, right?
Absolutely, brother. I tell you to be Moorish American, or be whatever your case may be, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look, and I just for I'm
That's a whole
doing this
different.
for
That's a whole different box of worms, though. Like, I've
no
actually
screw the
I've been
worms.
looking
I hear
into
you,
like
brother.
I've been doing a little bit of
I
research
hear
on
you.
Moors and stuff, and yeah, it's, you know what I mean.
They're out of their minds because they're using the information. They're misguided. They're misguiding other individuals. None of them have
Yeah.
really actually put enough, brother. I've spent the last 12 years trying to prove this shit wrong, bro.
Okay.
And you see me standing on it. I
Yeah.
realized that there were just some people. There's a lot of people, not even some. There's a lot of people who don't even understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then those who do understand, they're not even telling people. And it's like, okay, well, now that I figured it out, because I studied the man's literature, I didn't just study what everyone was saying about the man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm
See,
saying? When I studied what
I've
he,
only been looking into this since like right before I got off paper and shit. I started watching the white boy. What's his name? Brandon Joe Williams.
yeah.
And yeah, and that's what piqued my interest. Well, my homie turned me on to this like years and years ago, but I was like, nigga, you're out your
So,
mind.
so I want you to, for a moment, I need you to understand that I'm a white man too.
Well, I mean, there is no such thing as.
Right, but so that L, that creditor title, shows white status. White status just means that you're a creditor.
Okay.
That's what that shit mean.
Okay.
That's all that shit mean, bro. It's another way of saying authority.
Okay.
All right, and according to the SF 181, which is the standard form, it's the race and ethnicity form that a lot of us fill out when we apply for jobs, and it says white/Caucasian, black/African, all of that shit right there.
Yeah.
I have the full. All right, so the full standard form shows you that there are two designations for anyone of so-called African descent. And the first one, it says black/African American, right?
Yeah.
And it says a person belonging to any of the black African racial groups.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very broad, doesn't even really make sense to me.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
But then under white, it says a person belonging to any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa.
There you go. Okay.
Did you hear that? So I know that
Yeah.
Egypt is North Africa.
Yeah,
I know that Morocco is North Africa.
Right.
These are all North African places. So my ancestors come from there.
Okay.
And then, as far as history is concerned, when people want to talk about the transatlantic slave trade, those people that were being so-called brought over here on those ships, those were the Moors, the Jews, and the Gnostic Christians who were exiled from what is that? It's Portugal and Spain now, and they were told to come back over here. And they were the ones who were on the northwestern shores of Africa from 1492 to 1616 when niggas started being brought the fuck over here. So it's like, I'm them. It's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like it's me, Mario, right?
Yeah.
Right. So again, people, I have white status. That means that I'm one of we the people of the ordaining establishing of the United States. All the other designations, people can be whatever they wish to be, right? I know that North Africa, Europe, and what they call the Middle East or Eurasia, this was all Islamic pre 1492.
All right.
And so I identify, and then the word Islam really just means equity. So it's not this boogie woogie shit. That's what, bro. I was ready to leave this shit alone because I'm like, this shit's religion. But then, again, when I realized that religion ain't nothing but trust in the state law.
Okay.
Right? The will of God, right? This is the Old Testament. This is the New Testament. I'm like, yo, this is wills and the states and trusts and shit.
I think I might have left it at the house. I'll bring it back in a little bit. Sorry about that.
Nah, you're goody, bro. But yeah, so when I realized that's all that we were dealing with, bro.
We'll be out of here.
Get your. All you need to do with your pet. Nah, you good, bro. All you need to do is to fill out your DS11 form. Whatever religious, your religion states your economic position, your financial position. People aren't aware of that. All right. Okay. Now, as a Muslim, well, I'm universal, whatever. But looking at Christianity, I don't look down on Christianity, right? I just don't believe in its tenets, all of them.
Right.
Because, and then I don't believe personally from my studies and trust in the states that Jesus taught this idea that people were born in sin.
Right.
And I know that sin is debtorship. They're the same. All right. So in Islam, so to be born in debt, that's blackened, that's darkened, that's blemished, right?
Yeah.
That's colored. There you go. That's Negro. Right. That's principal or exclusive debtorship.
Yeah.
All right. So in Islam, to counter that, everyone's born pure and clean, white, pure.
Okay.
So that means that they're not born in sin. Well, if you're not born in sin, then you're the creditor.
Right.
And then Jesus went around talking about me and my Father are one, so God and man are one.
Yeah.
Right? So he's saying, all right, so if one wishes to go with Christianity, that is fine. Just understand that the one that they call Jesus taught something different than what is being put on his name.
Yeah, and I ain't never been nor claimed to be Christian. If anything, I would have claimed to be a Buddhist, but that's more
now
of a
see, Jesus was
philosophy than a
also a
religion.
Buddhist. He was also a Buddhist, right?
Yeah.
So I deal with all of that. I deal with the universal sciences.
Okay.
I realized that no one book has all the truth, but all the books, you will find the truth in all the books.
Yeah, that's why there
Bring
is
them
so
together.
many different, because different cultures have to be shit has to be explained to them differently. You know what I'm saying?
That too, and then there's just certain parts of right, and there's certain parts over here that might have been destroyed over there, but it's preserved over here.
Yeah.
Now, if you just get them all together, you'll see that again, it's just wills, trusting God, the will of God, the faith, right? And then it's the God's covenant.
Well,
God
actually,
is the Constitution.
can we drop them off at the house? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
She's
family
she's
man.
getting dressed right now. If not, I got her.
All right. All right, I'm gonna try to wrap this up for you, though, bro.
All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problem, bro. So, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, so listen, I'm going to try to show it to you on here as well.
All right.
Let me see if I can make this bigger. Can I make that bigger? It looks like it. Oh, look at that already. All right, so this is right. So this is page 2. Right, you got page 1.
Hey, can we just drop him off at my house?
Page 2. So on page 1. This is what I did, right? So I grabbed an ID that had my name and title on it, and I put it on line number 1. But then in box number 9, it says list all other names you have used, right? And then it said example birth name, and so that right there is sent off of boom. All right, I put the name that's on the birth certificate right here.
Okay.
And that's to show that both of these, and then mind you, the only difference is that one has a title.
Yeah.
So the name never changed. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's not a new name. Here's the Christian name, or Christian. Here's my good name, and here's my title.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Right. So you put all of that in there, but I wanted to show on page 2. All right. On box number 13, it asks your occupation. Well, my occupation is a minister. Before anything, I'm a professor of the law. And since God is the law, I'm a professor of God.
Okay.
All right. So I'm religion. Remember, religion is economy. Religion is business. So according to my religion, I'm the trustee. I'm God's trustee. I'm bound only to the Constitution. God is the Constitution. Okay. All right. So I'm only bound to that law that all men are bound under. And so my occupation must be minister, preacher, which all a minister of justice.
Okay.
All right. Jesus is justice to the Muslims, to the Moors. Right. So I understand that my occupation is that I must minister the teachings of Jesus or of justice.
Okay.
And so that's my occupation. I'm a preacher. I'm a minister first. I'm a priest first. All right. And then my where's it at? It says employer or school. So my employer or school is the Moorish Science Temple of America, which was established back in 1928 on the record as the religious corporation. Okay. Right. And I wrote, when I filled out my DS-11 form, I also filled an affidavit. And I declared my national allegiance, and I made reference to this Grand Major Temple that was established. It's known, it's recognized. right? Saying that
Okay.
I'm an heir to this ecclesiastical trust. I'm heir to this. All right. So mine was the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm stating that because, however, you can, as a Buddhist,
Yeah.
right? All right. Well, you would affiliate with a Buddhist temple, receive a Buddhist name, and which is kind of an oxymoron because Buddhists they get rid of names and shit, right? Right, but you assume your new identity according to your temple, right? According to your spiritual order, and then that's what gives you the ministerial immunity,
Okay.
right? You have sovereign immunity, diplomatic, because I'm coming as a foreign state. I'm coming as a private statesman into the public, so I'm a diplomat. I'm a representative of the state, of the nation.
Okay.
So you have sovereign immunity, diplomatic immunity, and ministerial immunity, and you don't need that black passport because that black passport is identifying the U.S. diplomats. I'm a
Okay.
diplomat within the. I'm a national. I'm a statesman. I'm on the land. I represent the
Yeah.
people here. All right. So if I go, and again, I have an international passport, so I could go on missionary mission,
Right.
right? And they can't tell me I'm not a diplomat. They can't tell me that I'm not a preacher, a priest, someone who's bringing the law. You know. But yeah, so all you really need to do, fill out that DS11 appropriately, and you a pledge of allegiance, right?
Okay.
Basically, my basic pledge of allegiance was I am a free national citizen of this free national government of this free national republic of the United States of America.
Okay.
Right? That was, I mean, there was other stuff mentioned that pertains to my religious or ecclesiastical standing, but
Yeah.
but to let it be known, I'm pledging as collateral as a Muslim that was born in Pennsylvania. I'm pledging this collateral, boom, as a Muslim. Muslim means creditor. So on the record, I'm a creditor.
Okay.
All right. So I've given them that. They've taken it. They've accepted it. Because it's an affidavit, it's not like you're asking for anything. You're stating.
Okay.
And since I've received the passport, that means that they've accepted the statement. No one's rebutted it.
Yeah.
You know how that goes in commerce, right?
Yeah.
And unrebutted, right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's true. So
Yeah.
this is my truth. I am now. Now we need to learn how again to utilize your artificial person. You got
Okay.
people who are not a fan of being, oh man, I'm not a person. No, I'm not a person. I have a person. Right?
Right.
You have a person. You have the right to be secured in your person. So that means if you understand grammar, that just told you that you yourself are not a person.
Right.
You have the right to be secured in your person, just like in your house. You're not your house. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I have my artificial creditor, right? Secured party identification. And I
Okay.
didn't everything the trust was already set up, right? How do I know the trust was already set up? Because when I was born, they gave me a motherfucking estate, bro. You can't have that without that.
Yeah.
So there's already a trust established with my Department of State. And
Okay.
so all I'm really doing is I'm taking what was given to me in the public, and I'm security. I'm nationalizing or I'm privatizing it with my state. So now it's
Okay.
in the private trust.
Okay.
It's already been conveyed. That's the whole
Okay.
point. How do we know that? You get a whole new EIN, fresh off the press, bro.
Yeah.
You're redeemed. You're forgiven. You dig?
Right.
You understand that? I mean, you can
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
now. Now you can be the businessman that you're supposed to be.
Okay.
You know, because this is all about business. This is your license to do business. If you
Okay.
want to call it a license, because people argue about licenses. All right, well, this is my license to drive. This is
Okay.
my license to travel. Oh well, look here, man. And again, I don't argue these shits. I don't argue these shits with nobody. Not with the DA, not with nobody. I
Yeah.
understand driving and traveling, right? I have the right to operate my private property that I'm now secured in on the
Yeah.
public highways.
Okay.
Right? So, right. I know that the police with me, they violated me, and that's why they're gonna get their asses jumped away. It's just justice. They already had my personal information,
Right.
and they pulled me over, and I gave them the passport. And the whole report says I gave them the passport. Says that the plate that the notice, the plate that I had on it had my passport information on it.
Yeah.
Yet the claim, the complaint was lodged against my other person.
Okay.
They didn't realize, right? So they violated because this is what was given, but this isn't what was used.
Okay. So they took your information that you didn't give them and used it because they knew you or whatever.
Yeah, arbitrary deprivation. That's under color of law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, I'll forgive you. I just need you to never do that shit again, too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I still need to be made. But I'm that I have those issues going on. That these things that I'm stating now, these are the things when I go to court, I'm going to apply these. I'm still in the arbitration. We still at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like all I need to do is speak the truth, and the truth will set me free. Well, then
Correct.
what is that truth that sets me free? The truth is
Yeah.
that, nigga, I'm free. The
Let me
fuck
go
out of
get
here. That's the truth.
I think she's getting
So,
dressed. Her mom said, "Wait for her. She's getting dressed." But yeah, I'm
but
listening.
so,
I'm gonna go
all
grab her
right,
really
but
quick.
yeah, that's how you get yourself your passport. That's how you're able to um, exercise your standing, your status, secure your estate,
Yeah.
right? Where's the eraser at? So again, I've shown a few people. Um, I've had at least two other individuals follow my steps to a T, receive their passports with nothing less than 4 stars. They may have had issues with the places that they were going, and they didn't know how to express the whole last name annexation of the title, so they don't
Okay.
have
Yeah.
their
And I was
titles.
kind of confused about that too.
All right, I got you. So, all right, let's say, all right, all right, that's my name. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see it. Let me zoom it up a little bit anyway. Still,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, all right. So that's my name. That's my good name. That's my business name.
Okay.
Now I need an assumed name. This is my assumed name. This is the title. The
Okay.
EL, right? Now
Okay.
EL means God. EL means God. So
Okay.
that is the name of God. I come in the name of God. God is the
Okay.
creator, and so God on earth as man is the creditor. It's the assumed name.
Okay.
All right? Because you hear people talk about get your assumed name certificate. All of this, all of the processes, all of the branches that people are hanging on trying to get to the same tree. If you just get to the tree, you'll see that this one process takes care of all of that.
Okay.
So now, El, Bay, Ali, there's other titles. These all reflect the commercial personalities of the Muslims.
Okay.
And if you look again, the SF 181 form, when it tells you that White refers to people in Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. And when you understand history, you know that they're talking about Islamic states. All right, or peaceful. You've heard peaceful private American state national. You've heard that
Yeah.
phrase.
Yeah.
All right, so right, so that's what I am as a Muslim. Instead of saying peaceful, I'm Islamic. They mean the
Okay.
same thing.
Okay.
So I'm a peaceful peacemaker, which means Muslim. I'm a peacemaker and unified private, right? And I'm a Pennsylvanian, and I'm an American citizen.
Okay.
And I have as evidence they gave me. I have a U.S. citizen.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the title just puts. I can't stress this enough. Religion is the economy of human life.
Okay.
So whatever your religious undertones, whatever the truths or the principles of your religion, that's what sets your commercial status.
Okay.
All right. So, and again, as with Christianity, you just seem to get the whole born in debt as a sinner. You can only be saved by someone outside of yourself. And it's not the teachings that we know. When the man said, "Me and my father are one," yeah, like nigga, he said that. And he did say that, and he said that so that you know that you're that too. If me and my father are one, and my father's not a debtor, bro. My father's not a sinner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the father is the state of mind anyway.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, are you still
Good thing I got backup
unclear about the title?
Yeah.
You're still unclear?
No, I got it. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, well again, if you were to go in as a Tibetan or as a Buddhist monk, whatever title that you receive, that's what you would,
It's just right across Trent.
Yeah.
But you could also look at my when you get an opportunity, you can go to my page on my profile. I have my there's a website that I've created that I put this information on. I try to teach people. I try to just give what I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy. I was just like scrolling lives, and I heard you say something about like I was just scrolling. You know what I mean? And I heard something about the secure party creditor, and I've been trying to get this whole thing kind of figured out. So I'm glad that I happened upon you today. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And just again, there are many ways, and there's always a way that's just it's the most basic, the fastest, right? Just the most simple, right? And all of those secure party credited processes, I'm not knocking anybody's move.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just aware that after studying it and studying the other information that I've also been studying, I recognize that I get to be a secure party creditor. I get to be the authorized representative. I get to be the beneficiary. All of these things that people, I get to be the king, the noble, the sovereign state citizen, right? Got to put the state in, right? Right? I get to be all of these things right here.
Okay.
And all I did was I went into the building. Oh, it's burning. It's not burning. Let me go in. It's burning. All right, well, I'm the fireman. I got the water. I'm going to come put it out. Follow me.
Yeah.
Everybody's afraid to follow you. And then you come back out, and everybody, yeah, you could have came in when I came in, but shit, come on. Just fill out the DS-11 form. Have your affidavit together in which you're telling them, and by telling them you're showing, right? Affidavit of truth. You're not declaring that you're not a citizen. I wouldn't use any negative statements whatsoever.
Right.
So mine said I am a Muslim. My nationality is Moorish American. My religion is Islamism. my religious organization, the religious affidavit of organization, according to my religion, right, has been
Yeah.
filed in Cook County Records, Chicago, Illinois. What was it? Form. It was a 1099 form. So that's an
Yeah.
affidavit. He filed an affidavit, right? File number 10105905. So I'm stating to them that this is my national order,
Okay.
right?
And then,
And
well,
then,
I had one more question about the
yeah.
UCC1 financing statement.
Okay,
Is that a thing or?
so I've done that process myself. Um, so what? So I would tell you to do that.
Okay.
All right. The understanding that I have is that what needs to be done on one side needs to balance out on the other side, right?
Right.
So I've already made my agreement on the private. Now I need to do what would Jesus do? Jesus told them niggas, well, doesn't that say in your books that ye are gods? So it's like, well, doesn't it say in your motherfucking records that y'all niggas is creditors?
Right.
So I went ahead and did it on the public side too.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's how I see it. And then on the public side, my debtor is secured under 800 billion US dollars.
Okay.
So there's a lien against my estate. And then again, I've pledged my estate as collateral. So this is how much it's worth. 800 billion, excuse me.
Yeah.
So I would definitely do that.
Okay.
And again, if you're going to do it before you get your passport, know what name you're going to use.
Okay.
Or what title that you're going to use, you know?
Okay.
And for whatever it's worth, I don't know if you change your name. Like, you have a right to use whatever name. If your last name was Davis,
Yeah.
no, I can't say that. I can't. Again, with the Moorish movement, putting an L, a Bay, an Al, or a Day, or whatever, that to me, that was the most purest and simplest. I don't see it in other, I might see it in Hindu culture, where they're like Maharaja, this, that, and the third, or, but you want to have an assumed name that's slightly different. I mean, shit, even if I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's possible, but so during the time that this information was being presented to the Moors back in the early 1900s and late 20s, the people were signing that anytime they would sign, they wouldn't even sign their first name. They would just put the first initial, and then they would sign last name and title. So, I mean, if that is applicable on the DS11 form, then that could be a way. If your name was like John Stevenson, right, and you just, well, on my passport, I just wanted to say J. Stevenson.
Okay.
That might be possible. You just want to have something different. Oh, like if your name is Jonathan, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, on my passport it's John.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You just
I get it. I was just saying, I hate to cut you short, but my homie's about to fucking bump the music, so I'm still gonna stay.
Go ahead. Appreciate you, bro.
But I'm gonna leave. Hey, I appreciate the combo though for sure. Hey, I'm
no
gonna hit you
problem,
up.
All right, no problem. You take care.
All right, thanks, brother. Peace.
Islam. Islam. Let me see. Is there anyone else who may wish to come on up? If you have any questions. No? Okay. Well, I only got one heart. Y'all can't tap the screen. Y'all just watching, but not tapping the screen. Y'all evil. Yo. It don't really matter. This ain't even for TikTok. So let me get back to where I was at. What does it mean to be secure? What does it mean to be secure? Right? So we learned Article 4, Section 4. Oh, no, pardon. We've learned in the Bill of Rights All right, Article 4. It says the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So, when the police came with their fictitious warrant, they came for this, right? But they took me, the body. That's where they violated. All right, what does it mean to be secure? Black's Law Dictionary, first edition. I like it. I love it. Secure. Secure means to give security, to assure of payment, performance, or indemnity, to guarantee or make certain the payment of a debt or discharge of an obligation. One secures his creditor by giving him a lien, mortgage, pledge, or other security to be used in case the debtor fails to make payment. Did y'all hear that? I'm going to read that one more time. Secure. To give security. To assure of payment. To assure of payment. What does that mean? That means surety. Third party intervener. Secured person. Secure. To give security. To assure of payment, performance, or indemnity. To guarantee or make certain the payment of a debt or discharge of an obligation. That's a surety. One secures his creditor by giving him a lien, mortgage, pledge, or other security to be used in case the debtor fails to make a payment. I gave this. I got this. Surety. Suretyship. What is a secured person? Excuse me. Secured creditor. A secured creditor is a creditor who holds some special pecuniary assurance of payment of his debt, such as a mortgage or lien. My brother and I just spoke on here about liens and whatnot, or UCC1 financing statements, which is a process that one utilizes to secure the person and the public. Where is it? There it is. This is how you secure it in the private with your DS11 form. It's really that simple. It's that simple. Right? And then so I'm going to read briefly. This is my book of bills. The table is being set. Or my book of constitutions. If you understand what the Constitution is, the treaties and constitutions, I'm basically holding a book full of money, of obligations and contracts and so on and so forth. But anywho, I'm going to read all right. I'm going to read, what is that? Section 28. Yeah. I'm going to read section 28 of, I want to say it as it really is. I'm going to read the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is in here because that's the state in which I live. That's the governing administration established by my ancestors, the people who are the state, right? That's my birthplace. All right. Section 28 of the Commonwealth, the Constitution for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, 1776 states, the person of a debtor, where there is not a strong presumption of fraud, shall not be continued in prison after delivering up bona fide all his estate, real and personal, for the use of his creditors, in such manner as shall be hereafter regulated by law. All prisoners shall be bailable by sufficient sureties, unless for capital offenses, when the proof is evident or presumption great. So we're talking about the security of a person, the person of a debtor. What is the person of a debtor? If I'm in the wrong, then the debtor person, I'm the person of the debtor. If I'm in the right, I'm the person of the creditor. They're one. Again, this is a person. This is a party. This is a persona. This is a citizen. This is a worker, right? These are, there you go. These are your assets. This is your asset. This is your liability. There you go. This is your debtor side, and this is your creditor side. And they're one, and they're level. Let me break that down, and then I guess we'll go to commercial. Where is... Hopefully we can see that.
Look, you can make that up. He's doing it wrong. All right, this is gonna be the right.
Okay, let's see here. If I can bring that up some. All right. Pick up your cross and be held accountable. This is a record of account. Jesus means justice to those who understand. So this is your debtor side. This cross, this is you. Excuse me. This cross, this is you. This is you. Right? And you have the debits or your so-called devils or your debts on one side. You have your credits or your angels or your creditors on the other side, right? And they're both you. They're both you. They're your thoughts. Okay. So on this side, you have assets. Draw or pull, also known as dividend. Can also be dividends. And then you have expense. All of these things take away. Not negative, not like good or bad. Right? It's just showing that one side's capacity or capability is the pull, or it's the pull, it's the draw out. And then you have on this other side here, now these things are all right, yeah, I like that. Invested. And we'll say that these are outvested. All right. So we have debits, which are things that take out, that put out. This is the outcome. This is the income. And they're one, because debits and credits, they have to equal out. So they're one. This is one account. This is your cross. Right? You have a creditor person and a debtor person. Unsecured, secured. Now let's do some religious study real quick, real brief. So this is Jesus. Jesus is on the cross. Okay? The Romans, we'll identify the Romans. The Romans stabbed Jesus in his heart. All right? So Jesus was stabbed in his heart. And the blood, which is the life source, trickled on down into the revenue. So Jesus is equity. Salvation is through law and equity. It's through law and equity. He was pierced right here. This is where redemption. Now, for those who are financially astute, we know that the word revenue equates to what? The bottom line. That's the bottom line. That's payout. This is payout. This is what you pay as an expense. This is what you get in return. These are your returns on investments. This is your U.S. citizen. This is your state citizen. But this is you. This is your Trinity. Right? Now, in religious study, according to Jesus on the cross, our boy JC stood on the cross with two other people. Right? It was this person on this side who was redeemed, and this person was not redeemed. This side took account for all that is right and wrong. And so, like Jesus, he redeemed. This side refused forgiveness, rejected forgiveness. And we know that in equity, you got to do equity to get equity, right? He refused it. So what makes you think he was going to get it? Your debtor side is not the side that you need to be operating on, is the point. And lastly, I think I made this point before, but I'm going to make it again. The name of my God is self. The name of my God manifest this is the law. Pennsylvania. This is my God. All right. This is my sovereignty. Pennsylvania. And I come in the name of God. And so I am what? Pennsylvanian. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvanian. I come in the name of my motherfucking father. And then my great God, because this is for the Moorish Americans to understand this perspective. This is the angle. This is the angle by which I see the great God. But the great God in all truth is America. That's the great God. All right? Because America makes up my sovereign state and the other sovereign states. It puts us all in one box and says, hey, we fight back up against the wall. Don't let, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to hold you up. You hold me up, right? We're going to defend each other, one another, from any unjustness or lack of righteousness, both foreign and domestic. I am a Pennsylvanian and an American citizen. My creditor and my debtor are one. And because they're one, that means that one has secured the other. Right? I'm an American. I'm not foreign. All right. This is what I'm foreign to. The 14th and 15th Amendments. Can we see that? Kinda. Peace, Noble. Can you zoom? Yeah. Absolutely, fam. I just noticed that myself, yo. And what I'll do is So I'm using light colors. Let me stop using the light colors too, and I'll use some dark colors. So the 14th and 15th Amendment are not necessary for the salvation, for the redemption, for the security of the states of my people and other citizens. Okay? So what is the 14th and 15th Amendment then? The 14th Amendment is statelessness. Statelessness. The 14th Amendment identifies persons who are not creditors. They are not citizens of any state that is recognized, private or public. That's what the 14th Amendment is. Now, what is the 15th Amendment? Federal elections. The 15th Amendment is federal elections. Could I redo the cross because I wasn't able? Okay, all right, got you. I got you. Let me pull that. Let me pull that back. Let me see. Your debitor, your creditor. This is your U.S. citizen. This is. Both of these are artificial persons. Both of them. But this cross here in the center, this is a real person. On the shoulders of this true person, of this natural person, there is a public and a private side. All right, you have by night and by day. So these are your polarities, right? So, and Jesus, justice. So you are the justice. Now on this side we have assets. We'll draw dividends and expense. Now these are neither good or bad, right? They're just showing polarity. So everything on this side of the cross are things that are they take value from. Hold on. Let me pause. No, I ain't gonna pause this. Hold on.
kill every, kill every, that's why I'm starting to not like the savior of the people. I'm killing every people. Everybody, the people is getting work. I don't care. If I see it, there's always new players that make me lose my chance. You can only tell why I'm starting to not like me there. Every insignificant thing that happens to me is started from some stupid people not telling me. You know what I'm saying? Well, I get in return for helping people, I get killed by the same people. But I don't care anymore. I don't care about being the savior of these things. I'm not the person that I hate.
Damn, man. All right, yo, I'm gonna have to go.